Hello everyone. This is Dr. P. Kokila, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce from St.Josephs College of Arts and Science for Women, Hosur. Today's topics: the Sale of Goods Act 1930. A contract of sale of goods is a contract by which the seller transfers or agrees to transfer property in goods to the buyer for a money consideration called the price. Let's see about the Sale of Goods Act 1930. Till 1930, transactions relating to sale and purchase of goods were regulated by the Indian Contract Act 1872. In 1930, Section 76 to 123 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 were replaced and a separate act called the Indian Sale of Goods Act was passed. And this act came into existence on 1st July 1930 based on English Sale of Goods Act 1893. All general principles of law of contract applied in Sale of Goods Act also. The following are the primary scope of the act. It deals with sale not with mortgage or pledge. It deals with goods but not with other movable property and immovable goods covered by Transfer of Property Act. Meaning of contract of sale. Section 4. Contract of sale is a contract whereby the seller transfers or agrees to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price. It is generic term include both a deal and agreement to sell. This act defines a contract wherein the seller of particular goods transfer or agrees to transfer the goods to the buyer for some price. Essentials of valid of sales. The following are the essentials of valid sale. Property. It is a transfer of ownership in goods. Movable goods and price. Price or consideration of goods must be money. Parties. Two parties only, they are buyer and seller. Mode of valid of sale is may be made in writing or by word of mouth. Essential elements of contract of sale: seller and buyer. There must be at least two parties, they are seller and buyer, as the property in the goods have to pass from one person to another. The buyer and the seller must be different person in Sale of Goods Act. A person cannot be his own goods, cannot be able to sell his own goods also. What is transfer of property? According to the law, the transfer of property is defined as the act of a living person transferring property to one or more living persons, either presently or in the future. The definitions also encompasses companies, association or group of individuals. Section 211. Property means general property in goods and not merely a special property. Generally, property means all ownership rights and special property means limited rights. The price consideration means the company seeks to charge the highest price that supports the value received by the customer. The customer-oriented pricing requires an analysis of the customer and the market. The company must understand the buyer persona, the value that the buyer is seeking, and the degree to which the product meets the customer needs. The consideration for the contract of sale must be money only. If goods are exchanged against goods, the transaction is barter and not covered by the Act. However, consideration may be partly in money and partly in goods. No special formalities are required for contract of sale. It may be in writing or oral or implied. Formalities of a contract of sale. The acceptance of such an offer commences the contract of sale as provided by the law for the time being forced. contract of sale can be made in writing or by word of mouth, called partly in writing, and word of mouth. The same may be implied from the conduct of the parties. The persons involved here is offerer and offeree, delivery and payment immediate at some future dates by installments, express or implied. What is sale and agreement to sell? When property is transferred from seller to buyer at the time of formation of contract, an absolute sale occurs. When property in the goods is to be transferred at some future date and not at the time of contract, the contract of sale is termed as an agreement to sell. Under section 4.3 of contract of sale includes sale and agreement to sale. Sale means where the ownership in goods is transferred, and agreement to sell is where the transfer of ownership in goods is to take place at the future time subject to fulfillment of the some condition. Meaning of hire purchase. It means an agreement under which goods are left on hire and under which the hirer has an option to purchase them in accordance with the term of the agreement, and includes the agreement under which possession of goods is delivered by the owner thereof to a person on condition that such person pays the agreed amount in periodical installments. The property in the goods is to pass to a such person on the payment of last installment. Such a person has the right to terminate the agreement at any time before the property so passes. Thank you very much for watching my video.